Alright, so I'm going to give this a second and see if that sound loop comes in from my dashboard, but it shouldn't. I think I have that cleared up for once, finally. Now then, since that doesn't appear to be coming in, with that out of the way, this is indeed Hippie. This is a Premier League replay cast from the match earlier today, best of 3 between Pain Gaming and Team Empire. Let's get started. If I could click the play button. My mouse accuracy needs some work. Anyway, Team Empire, obviously, very, very strong team. Everyone's heard of them. Everyone knows them. Very aggressive style. A lot of fun to watch, and have been, really a major force in Western Dota for the past at least 6 months or so. Very, very strong. Pain Gaming, not a team I know a lot about. I think I said this last time I was playing against them, or casting them. I've never played against them. That would be pretty cool, though. Last time I was casting them. But they had a pretty solid showing. I was pretty impressed by their play in my last cast. You can check that out on my YouTube channel. But we'll see how they do against Empire, and it's a tall order to say, alright, here, have Empire. Good luck. We already see Undying and Batrider banned out. Nice and standard. We'll see if the Clinks ban comes out early from Pain Gaming, if they don't want to give Scandal that Clinks. Scandal on Clinks is scary. Magnus coming out in the first set of bans. That's not hugely unusual, but much less normal than it was before the Skewer nerf. Having Magnus be a much less viable offlaner has really limited how teams run him. And since you don't, a lot of the time when you're picking, you don't want to show your cards in the first 3 picks. You want to pick your very generic, powerful heroes that can kind of lane in a bunch of different places. Reasons Gyrocopter is so heavily favored. Can lane anywhere, can play a bunch of different roles. Still powerful enough to be worth a first phase pick. But if you give away, okay, here's our hard carry, here's our mid, and here's our offlaner, they know exactly where all your lanes are going, even if they don't quite know what your tri-lane composition is going to be. And the Wisp banned out from Empire. They don't want to have to deal with that at all. They don't want to risk Pain taking it as their first pick. I feel that ban would have gone the other way around if if Empire had first pick. Pain probably would have banned out the Wisp simply because Empire plays so aggressively. The next Assassin picked up by Pain Gaming as first pick. No big surprise there. Does leave Keeper of the Light open, does leave Darkseer open for possible first picks for Empire. In addition, they could pick up a Coddle and a Phantom Lancer. Although, like I said, they're not. Maybe if Darkseer and a Gyrocopter, perhaps. No Coddle picked up yet.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve
Just waiting on that second pick. Keeper of the Light, Shadow Demon. They could pick up Clinks for Scandal if they want to show their hand on that. Yeah, there's Gyrocopter. Again, versatile, powerful, everything you want in a first phase pick. I mean, if you look at a lot of the major first phase picks, I mean, I guess Keeper of the Light less so, but heroes like Batrider, heroes like Magnetar, heroes like Undying, Darkseer, Gyrocopter, Nyx. The reason they're so heavily favored in the first phase isn't just because they're such powerful heroes, which they are. I mean, don't get me wrong, these are all top of the line, but the versatility is absolutely what they need, because if they lock themselves in too early and then just get counterpicked, there's nothing they can do to change that. You're setting yourself up to get outdrafted if you pick like your 3 core heroes and then just get countered for the rest of the draft. Rubicon Lifestealer picked up by Pain Gaming. Again, picks we see all the time. Lifestealer able to play, he's got very good carry potential, but also has a lot of good early and mid-game aggression potential, just because the open wound slow is so good. And of course, the Infest bombs can be very, very devastating to a team that's not really ready for them to come in. Infesting into a Nyx, one of the funniest things. I think we've all seen it happen. Well, that hero's dead, whoever they show up and kill.
5 seconds remaining.
And again, Lifestealer able to lane in a couple of different places. Can be tri-laned aggressively, can be tri-laned defensively. Can dual mid, can theoretically solo mid if you are against someone you're sure you'll be able to solo mid against. I would be wary of them throwing a Lifestealer solo mid with the possibility of a Darkseer. But, so, Pain Gaming having this. Ooh, Night Stalker picked up in the first phase. That's not something you really see that much anymore. He's not nearly as favored as he used to be back during, I don't know, TI1. Was it TI1 when he was in high favor? Maybe it was the beginning of TI2. Anyway, still a very powerful hero. No Tidehunter has been picking him up a lot since S4 started drafting. Still sad about that Eternal Envy drop, but what can you do? And S4 has been playing some excellent Night Stalker, so it's possible we might see him make a resurgence onto the scene. It really only takes one team picking up a hero and saying, look, this is what this hero can do, or this is what this hero can still do, to get people to start playing him again. You saw it happen with Visage. Team Liquid started picking him up, and then a few other teams started experimenting. Clockwork. I think it was Virtus Pro that started picking him up first. Santa over on VP played the heck out of him, and a lot of teams are now picking him up as even a first phase pick sometimes. And Night Stalker may be brought back by S4. We'll see how Empire does with it. For the second phase bans coming out, we have Bane, Enchantress, and Shadow Demon banned out by Pain Gaming. They don't want any of those very powerful supports landing with the Gyrocopter. They don't want the Bane Elemental to be able to lock down their Lifestealer. Obviously, not just the fact that Fiend's Grip goes through his rage, but if you get the Enfeeble on before the rage goes off, he's still losing that damage. Doesn't get removed. So, you know, taking 120 damage off your Lifestealer is pretty darn significant. As good as Feast is, it's gonna keep people alive for a nice long time. And then a lot of push and split push being banned out by Empire, banning out Coddle, not just because he's amazing, and it's almost unbelievable to me that he made it through the first phase, because that's a lot of ability to push, it's a lot of ability to prevent push, just very, very versatile in that department. And then the Lone Druid and the Nature's Prophet, obviously some of the strongest split pushers in the game. Nature's Prophet bouncing back and forth between lanes, so they don't want to have to deal with that. We'll have to see if they try to pick another sort of split pusher. Pain Gaming does. They can't really get away with a Phantom Lancer with a Lifestealer on their lineup, I don't think. They could figure out a way to lane it, but I mean, I guess that Night Stalker is almost definitely going to be mid, so they could definitely put the Lifestealer mid against him. Would not be perfect, but he'd get a decent chunk of farm while Night Stalker was off ganking. He'd just have to be very careful not to get caught by a silence during first night, and lose a lot of the advantage he could accrue while Night Stalker's trying to move around the map. Pain Gaming, though, I'm still betting on the Lifestealer in a tri-lane. Although whether it's offensive or defensive is as of yet undetermined. If they go something like a Venomancer, it's probably going to be offensive. On the other hand, well, God, I don't even know. A Windrunner could make an excellent offensive tri-lane pickup for them. Chen picked up, okay. So they could still go offensive, but it's really rare. Basically what you do with that is you have Chen go into the jungle. He dominates the first good creep he sees, and then uses that creep to try and just get you a bunch of lane control. The last time I saw it happen, I think Fnatic tried it, and it failed horribly. Basically, the only creep No Tail could get was a Satyr, and, well, the nuke is kind of nice, and, you know, you have a lot of sort of harassment potential with it. It didn't help them get any kills. They got kind of beat out in lane, because if you don't have a decent creep, Chen's getting, Chen will basically be a ranged creep. I think a lot of the other casters like to say. So Luna picked up for Empire. So that makes me want to think that it's going to be a support Gyrocopter then. Luna, Gyro, because obviously even if you're on a support Gyrocopter, if you have the Flat Cannon with the Luna Aura combined, it's a huge amount of damage, especially in lane. It's just almost impossible to lane against them. And it's possible they want to try to pressure this likely defensive tri-lane of Pain Gaming, put Luna, Gyro, and maybe a Venomancer, like I mentioned earlier. He's a great aggressive tri-laner. Maybe a Visage, if they want to try out the same thing that other teams have been playing around with, because the Visage Slow and the Soul Assumption are both so good. Soul Assumption in tri-lane is amazing. Pain Gaming looking for either an offlaner or a mid. I'm betting the Nyx will go mid against the Night Stalker, so probably an offlaner. I would like to see a Windrunner. I think they could use a little more disable.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
it's never a bad thing to have the Windrunner arrows available for some creep clearing
5
if someone
seconds.
starts pushing up real hard. Or Bounty Hunter in their offlane, also very good. So that solidifies what was already a very aggressive lineup coming from Pain Gaming. They want to get that track cold going. They want to get those early kills, kind of dominate the mid game with that lifestealer, and roll an advantage forward with all that extra gold. So again, for Empire, a Windrunner could work, but I don't think it's as good as it would have been for Pain Gaming. I still would not be surprised to see a Venomancer or a Visage, just for the slow, to keep people in range of Luna and Gyrocopter.
5
That's
seconds
really all you
remaining.
need to get kills in that sort of lane. And again, I wouldn't be surprised to see this go aggressive, especially because Darkseer versus Bounty Hunter. I mean, Darkseer will have perfectly safe farm. Bounty Hunter will not have amazingly safe farm, because even though he can sit there and get experience, he won't be getting any gold in that 1v1, because melee versus Darkseer. It's always frustrating. Just use that Ion Shell, take an early tower, because it'll be very hard for them to defend it. Especially since Chen will be stuck in the bottom jungle, won't really be able to get a lot of TP support going. The only one he'll need to worry about the Rubik and the Nyx, but I mean, if there's the Windrunner. Okay. They decided they liked the Windrunner more than I did. Alright then. We are gonna get started. But what I was saying, I mean, he'll need to worry about the Nyx and the Rubik, but as long as they keep good warding on top, and they know when people are missing, he can always just surge away before he has any chance of really getting caught. Alright. Over on Empire's side. Blow Your Brain, playing the carry Luna. Scandal on the Night Stalker.
Get ready.
333 on the Darkseer. People are changing their names on me, and I just can't figure out who's who. SS on the Gyrocopter, and Funnick going to be playing the Windrunner. Over on the side of Pain Gaming, we have, let me just bring this up because it's easier to read, we have King RD playing the Nyx Assassin, Klotz the stand-in on the Lifestealer, Fuga on the Bounty Hunter, Grent XD on the Rubik, and Billy on the Chen. Empire just going to split up and hang out in their lanes. Pain Gaming going to be much more of an aggressive opening. They say, "All right, you come to our jungle. We want to kill you." But now Funnick says, "No, I'm hanging out right over here. I am not moving down here where you can stun me and kill me. You're not getting anything out of me."
30 seconds
So,
to showtime.
Jungle Darkseer maybe, I guess. Jungle Darkseer to give Scandal the mid while giving the Gyro and the Luna more levels, I would think. I guess the Gyro and the Luna, they're putting them in the defensive because they wouldn't be able to go up against a Try with just 2. But if they get a Sentry, they'll be able to easily dominate the Bounty Hunter. Or Dust, probably better, of course, at this juncture, simply because that's a couple of heroes. Because you don't have a lot of stun in that lane, you're going to have to be doing a lot of chasing to try and lock them down, and if you try to chase them and they get out of range of the Sentry Ward, obviously, it's not particularly useful. Oh, they know it's going to be a Jungle Darkseer. They saw that coming. Looks like we do have a bit of an engagement coming out here from Grant. He tries to cliff Funnick, but it doesn't quite work. Going to just back off. Has Windrun skilled. Didn't want to go anything but the safe way. And pulled a little bit of regen, it looks. Was Funnick. Oh, no. No. Nope. My math is bad. Sorry. Boots first, though, playing very, very defensively. Doesn't want to get caught by anything in that bottom lane. And yep, it's going to be the Nyx mid up against Scandal. Scandal's mana obviously already getting burned away. How much is he losing for each one? Alright, he's only going to be losing about 95 mana, but that's still reasonably significant when your pool is only 247. Bounty Hunter trying to pull a few things away, maybe? Trying to just keep the ranged creep from getting pulled, perhaps, but it's still going to get in there just fine. Blow Your Brain being left with complete solo farm there. And Fuga's just fighting this Darkseer with only the level 1 Ion Shell. He says, yeah, you know, as long as you're tanking those creeps, I'll come in here and beat you up a bit as well. Try and take a few of those kills, slow you down, speed myself up at the same time. But yeah, SS just going to focus completely on getting XP from these pulls while we have 333 jungling. Looks like they might want to chase down Fuga, force him out of their jungle, regain a little bit of ground, but if he gets in any sort of trouble, obviously he can just Shadow Walk right out. Coming over to the mid lane. King RD doing a little bit of harass onto Scandal with that Impale Nuke. Taking a few swings at him. Very, very even so far in the mid lane. 6-3 against 6-1 There's 6-3 on Scandal on the Night Stalker. But obviously you see with King RD already having his... Oh, actually both people already having their bottles, but I feel like that favors King RD a little more, because even if Scandal gets his mana back up, gets off a Void, now he gets off one Void, drinks his bottle, immediately has to send it back. And that's not a Crow yet, so that's going to be a good long time that Spirited Greevel is stuck running back. More harassment coming out from King RD. He's got the mana to keep doing this, and he's got the mana stability. Where is the first rune? It's going to be down bottom lane. Looks like Windrunner's just stacking up Ancients. And try to get some XP that way. Clot's being left alone to free farm. And same situation down here for Grent as we have for SS up top. Nyx does pick up that DD. Could be probably not particularly dangerous for Scandal. You know, he's got plenty of hit points. Nyx isn't going to be able to burst him down that quickly. It's not like he has Vendetta or anything. Just going to pop the DD and probably use it the last hit for now. Just there's no chance. And Scandal, of course, won't want to come anywhere near him and lose half his life to that DD. That's forcing him back out of the lane a little bit. Looks like now Fuga's getting chased a little harder by 333. It does have the Surge, so you can try to catch up, but only the level 1 Surge, not amazingly effective. Still no Crow. Scandal having to just run his bottle back and forth. There we go. With no Crow whatsoever. Funnick's still doing these Ancient Pulls. Just trying to get himself as much XP as he can. Nice quiet start. First 3 minutes have been reasonably uneventful, aside from a bit of jungle trolling coming out from Fuga. Blow Your Brain, farming up just fine up in the top lane.
Denied.
Ooh. So we had Chen coming up to look and check in on Funnick up here. So he's got the Dark Troll. It looks like maybe he's going to try and get in there real quick with the smoke and snag him while he's tanking some Ancients, but Funnick playing, you know, very smart. Staying far enough away from the Ancients so that's not really a threat. Looks like, oh, Chen's coming in from behind. There's the slow coming after the Lifestealer. The net comes out from the Troll. Wind Run is happening, but she gets picked up just as it goes off. Wastes the time. Rubik is going to take that first blood with that Fade Bolt, and Windrunner just doesn't test him enough. So is Funnick just porting right back in there? That is a dangerous move there, buddy. I mean, I know you're under your tower and everything. That's still 3 heroes right there, and you don't want to mess with that. But they are just going to back off. Lots of damage coming out on this tower already, though. Funnick not really able to do anything about it, and it looks like it's going to drop pretty early, especially with a Troll coming out from Chen, so he can drop those skeletons on and help tank it. Fort's going to go out. Darkseer dies to neutrals in the meantime. Poor guy. And yeah, that's going to be a first tower for Pain Gaming. Going to get picked up by Rubik, who trolled the Lifestealer right out of it. I guess he didn't want it denied. But yeah, that's going to be a nice solid start for that Lifestealer. Not only getting the XP and the gold from the assist on that Windrunner, but ooh, gonna dive a little there. Come on, Blow. Come on, Blow. Dive on him. He really shouldn't. But I like to troll players. Invis popped by Nyx in the mid lane. Just gonna farm up. Says I don't need it. I'm about to be 6. Much more useful. Pops off a few creeps with that Impale. And just goes right back. SS, level 4. Doing reasonably well with his jungle pulse. Luna has now hit level 6, so deadly to anyone who meets her alone. And Cloth's still just sitting down here farming. Looks like he's going to be going for that Hand of Midas. Has already saved up nearly 1,800 gold. Nothing bought yet. So he's just going to be trying to press this advantage, extend his advantage, keep himself over-leveled with that experience buff, while also, of course, speeding up his gold farm. Still just a back and forth here in the mid lane. Nobody really taking a huge advantage. But it's about 10 seconds until first night, and that's going to be pretty big. I'm hoping, yeah, Scandal's bottle is maybe coming back out to him real quick. It's on there, but that's going to bring out Darkseer's Tranquil Boots first, so he can get his jungle going a little bit stronger. Missile coming out from Gyro, just to annoy the bounty. Oh, there's the Eclipse. Boom. I wonder if he... he didn't even pop the Shadow Walk, it didn't look like. So... even if he, knew the sentry was there, he shouldn't have been in that close anyway. And he mistimed the invis anyway. So even if there was no sentry, he still would have died. Oh, well played by Blow Your Brain, taking advantage of that level 1 homing missile. Good thing SS put 1 point in it. Some people just skip it, and they just leave it. It may not be the most reliable stun in the world, but if you can sneak it in from something like from the jungle and get that 2.2... Oh, you're done. Goodbye, 333. That surge was just not... Just a split second too late there. Now Scandal. When are we going to see him moving? Looks like he wants to finish his urn first before he gets to ganking. Not a bad plan, obviously. Get those urn charges stacked up as much as possible. Or maybe he just doesn't feel he can get anyone. Windrunner might be in trouble right here. Another smoke coming in from Grent and Billy right there. And there are the Chen creeps. Funnick has to know something's up now. What is he doing? Oh, he saw the Chen creeps. He had to know they came in with smoke, but he ran right into them anyway. Maybe he didn't realize which direction they were hanging out in, but you would have thought that the primary escape route right there should have just been right up there to the tower. And just windrun your way out of there. Don't stand anywhere near those guys. He didn't have a Dark Troll, so he couldn't have gotten any sort of ranged net on him if he hadn't run into range of the Rubik. Maybe he thought that they were kind of coming around. I really hate that way, but still. Bit of a misplay. Missile just going to be pushing Nyx a little bit out of that mid lane. Doesn't have Carapace, just going to eat it. Scandal has his urn recipe now on Courier. Is going to be going bottom for a regen rune, and maybe he's going to try to help Funnick down here. Funnick getting gone on again. Another telly. Test of Faith needs to deal some damage. The Windrun comes in right after the open wounds. The Infest almost gets him out of there. Or, excuse me, the Infest almost picks him up, and he almost gets out, but just not quite. Scandal goes in to try to put some harassment on, I guess, but that's not really a three-man you want to engage on right there, Scandal. I think he wants clots. He's hoping that the other guys are gone, but oh, there comes Grant. They knew he was there. Is he going to do the telly? No, he's just oh, is he? No, Grant's just going to take a void and run away.
Do something about that bottom tower.
I'm waiting for Scandal to pop that regen rune, get himself some mana back up. Fuga now just farming up the Dire jungle, trying to get himself some levels and farm. How are we doing for net worth? Luna leading, just barely, pretty much tied with Lifestealer. Reasonably even. Scandal having a little bit of a disadvantage coming out of that mid lane, it appears. The Nyx getting a couple ganks off. And Blow Your Brain, oh, you are in trouble now, buddy. There's that track coming out. He's gonna go down, and that's, you know, a good 500 gold or so with the track bonus. Just spread out between Bounty Hunter and Nyx, and that's, you know, if they can get those two heroes some good farm and some good gold together, the two of them can just walk around the map, and basically anywhere Empire doesn't have sentries is no longer safe. And you can't get any farm just hanging out under your towers. They have to play, you know, not only do they have to play very risky, just virtue. Oh, there's the telly coming out on the Scandal. He's going to get impale stunned now. He's got no mana to silence or anything, and he just gets popped. The Vendetta used just to make sure he goes down. SS, what are you doing there, buddy? You have to know this is not a safe place to be. Scandal just went down like nothing in there. There's the missile dropped off. Going to try to get a stun coming out on Rubik, it looks like. 3/3, going to just hang back on that Darkseer. They're going to just pop off that missile before it does anything. Blow Your Brain now deciding to commit to this mid lane. He's also gone a Midas. Looks like he's going Tranquil Midas Drum. But he needs a little bit more before he can really fight. I guess he has his ultimate, but at the same time, a little worried about the prospects of engaging right there. Oh, stun comes in from Nyx. Haste Rune is bottled up. SS, you are so done, buddy. Goodbye. Oh, and he has the Void, and he should have the Nighttime Void. I don't actually know if when the Rubik steals the Void, it works like it does with Caudle, where if you steal the Alt Illuminate, it's always the Alt Illuminate that channels itself, or if Void will in fact switch back and forth between night and day when you steal it with Rubik. Someone want to let me know either in Twitch chat that I can check after this game, or on the YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate learning that. Obviously can't science it while I'm in the middle of casting. Funnick just trying to get what he can down here, but level 6 Windrunner, already a little behind. How are we? Which one is levels? I wish I knew this. E for levels. Still reasonably even, except that you have all of the big power players for Pain Gaming are near the top here. Level 9 next. Level 8 Bounty Hunter who was in that offlane. He shouldn't have really gotten that much XP. They should have been able to zone him out. And oh, I just missed Funnick getting destroyed again that bottom lane. It has not been the best game for him, but a hasted Nyx assassin. There's not a lot you can do about that if you don't see it coming a mile away. And, well, I guess he didn't, in fact. Fuga getting engaged in here by Scandal, but they don't... Oh, Lucid Beam comes out with a stun. Blow Your Brain just coming in real quick from the side to make sure they
Dire
picked up that
structures
kill.
Looking fortified. Dire's
Empire going to
bottom
fort their
tower's
bottom
getting
tower
business.
so that Lifestealer doesn't get another free one. He's up to 1,300 gold, excuse me, 1,500 gold on top of that Midas, and Darkseer goes down. Who got him? Oh, he died in the mid lane to Chen and Nyx. This has not been an auspicious start for Empire. 11-3 already. Sitting over 3,000 experience advantage, over 4,000
Radiant's
gold
top
advantage.
tower taking the Dire
And
getting
there goes
the
that bottom tower to Lifestealer, now sitting on 2,300 gold.
Dire's
Scandal
mid
picking up that
tower
invis
needs a little
rune,
help.
but
Radiant's top
he's getting
tower
seen.
on that
Brent
shape.
very quickly lifts him, steals the void, and gets away. Scandal going
Dire's
to pop up
mid
that
tower is
invis while he
having
hides in
technical
the Roche pit.
difficulties.
Maybe try and stop this mid tower from going down, but there's no way that's happening. Not
Hope
without
the
fort.
Dire weren't partial to that mid tower.
And this, you know, this early game aggressive sort of pick style from Pain Gaming is where you usually switch to. Oh, Grant just gonna pop right there between the Luna and the call down and the Void coming out from the Night Stalker. Nothing he could really do about that. But the Eclipse got popped and picked up nothing else. So in the end, they get a Rubik, but you popped your Eclipse for nothing because the Rubik was already dead. So wasted ult right there could actually turn into Pain Gaming being able to engage on this because Blow Your Brain only has 900 max HP. And it just hit daytime, so Scandal, he has the ult, but if they can focus him down real quick, oh, like they're going to go for it right now, they're going to try him, but he gets surged away after he gets slowed down. But the Impale is now coming out on Darkseer, no surge for him. Stun's trying to come out. Scandal voided himself onto the Carapace, I believe, and then just getting picked. And then Rubik stealing the Windrun to make sure that he could keep up with the Windrunner. And man, that blink on that Nyx is being so effective. I know I didn't mention it earlier, but this is just absolutely brutal. Blow Your Brain now getting tracked. He's probably going to go down. There's the telekinesis to ensure the kill. Invest for the burst. And that was... This is not the early game Empire was hoping for. They didn't make... It's not like they made particularly defensive picks. They didn't make picks that said, okay, you know, we're okay with losing this early game. They needed to get a lot more done. You come out of first night, Scandals, you know, was 1-1, 1-2 after the death right there. Has nothing but treads and an urn. That's not where you need your Night Stalker to be after first night. He needs to have gotten a lot more done. So, the Empire, to come back into this game, they're gonna have to keep the Luna safe for a very long time. Because the Lifestealer's obviously going to be out farming her right now. Where's that net worth? Yeah, the Lifestealer and the Nyx. Lifestealer now a good 2,300 gold ahead of Luna at 8k net worth at 14 minutes. And there's the Nyx picking off Gyro again. Luna coming in, throwing a Lucent Beam, and then saying, I shouldn't be here. Funnet coming in for support as well, but obviously just too late. Yeah, Blow Your Brain not only needs to farm like super hard, he's going to need some evasion to try and get away from that Lifestealer. I mean, Scandal needs to make more happen. The Scandal and the Gyro, like during the second night, him and the Gyro and the Windrunner need to get so much work done just to give Blow Your Brain that space he needs to kind of take a lot of the pressure off. Because at the moment, even at nighttime, I'm willing to bet Empire's more scared of ganks than Pain are, just because of the Nyx and the Bounty Hunter. I think they got caught off guard by how early the Bounty started kind of roaming around, how early the Bounty started harassing the jungle. And it really kind of threw them off balance, and they haven't quite recovered all game. Their gankers aren't getting the motion they need to, I think is their biggest issue. But Blow Your Brain, just farming up like he always does. There we go. Current gold. There we go, GPM. That's what I was looking for. So yeah, Luna, again, 150 GPM below that Lifestealer. That is incredibly significant. And well, that's happening. Paused. He's sitting there inside the Nyx. There's no way this Luna's getting out of this. We're gonna have the Infest burst. We already had the mana burn and the mana burn and the Impale, but the slow is gonna come out right now, and Blow Your Brain is gonna go right down.
Could use a hand.
Oh, that was just rude. Poor Luna, just riding around on her cat. Lifestealer has a Maelstrom at 16 minutes on top of his armlet, phase boots, and Hand of Midas. That's a little ridiculous. And yet, even the supports, like Rubik already has a push stick.
Radiant's
He has
top
Arcane
tower's
Boots,
hurting.
Force Staff, and Magic Wand. That's superb for a 16-minute support Rubik. A tri-lane Rubik. You know, let's see here. How's Chen doing over here? Chen already has his mech. He's got his mech and his Arcane Boots. And Chen is, you know, a reasonably speedy jungler, but he's had to keep switching creeps a lot, so he's not been getting a lot of the big gold creeps. So it's just the amount of ganks and towers they've managed to put out. Nyx obviously already has that Blink Dagger and is most of the way to his Dagon. He's 650 off from a Dagon. And having that at, you know, 17, 18 minutes with a Blink Dagger is ridiculous. And especially if they're going to get this tower up here real quick, that'll accelerate him right up to it. On top of these quick few creeps he's going to pick up here. Except that
Dire's
Rubik,
top tower,
Grant playing that Rubik
you know
is
the
like,
drill.
what? You wanted a Dagon? Well, I want a Dagon. You got to let me get mine first, bro.
Dire's top tower's
His
gonna
top
be
tower is going down. Fort or no fort. They're not going to do anything about that.
Dire's lost the
And
top
Empire
tower.
just too afraid to really go anywhere.
Radiant's
Ports are going to come in on
bottom
Blow Your Brain,
tower
who's
is
trying to...
being
And there's the
devastated.
blink from Nyx. The Nyx is there, but he doesn't quite get anything done. There's no stun to stop him right here. But all
Radiant's
the,
bottom tower
the
in a bit
pure
of sack
damage
right now.
coming out just from that Lifestealer in, you know, a second and a half was almost enough to melt Blow Your Brain completely. I mean, I know the
Radiant's
Nyx Vendetta was in there
tower's
on
coming
top of that.
apart.
But
No breaking down the radiant
that's
structure
just
like
showing
this.
just how quickly they can pop off. And there goes the next blink stun onto SS. Darkseer Wall's going to go out. Good call down. Going to catch 3. But Klotz already has his rage popped. Hand of God comes out. Mech comes out. All of that damage just reset. Triple kill for Chen. And this, I hate to say, this early, this might just be done. Might just be done for Empire over here. Already a 10,000 experience advantage for Pain Gaming. Already a 12,000 gold advantage for Pain Gaming. This is the time when you think, oh, and they're going to take Roshan now. No reason they can't. They got plenty of Chen creeps to tank, and it looks like, oh, Windrunner just has to run right away. She can't stick around near that. And yeah, Nyx now 50 gold from his Dagon, going to get it off of this this Roshan kill. It's actually not really that often you see a Nyx go Dagon in professional play, because generally they think that mobility items and support items are more favored, because there's a lot less solo play and a lot more team play. But he's doing so much excellent ganking, and he's got so much of an advantage, that the fact that the Dagon just lets him really press that advantage much further by letting him pretty much combo down any hero on the map. Let's see here. You have 260 from the Impale. You've currently got 400, nearly 500 physical from the Vendetta Strike, and then another 400 magic coming out from the Dagon. Even if you ignore the mana burn, that's enough to... Alright, no, they've all built some hit points. I'm a little wrong. But, I mean, if you put the mana burn in on top of that, Windrunner's definitely going to go down. Luna will probably go down. At the very least, if he's got any sort of support, any of these heroes will just die. And let's see if he can do it. And boom, soloed. Yup, it is indeed enough damage for him to just solo that Luna, and that's significant, because Blow Your Brain, there is Empire's only hope of coming back into this game. And if King RD keeps picking him off like that, because their supports don't really have the money to cover the map in Sentry Wards, then there's just going to be nothing he can do. His farm is just going to keep kind of stagnating. He's not going to get anything new. And Empire's going to continue this kind of slow downward spiral into the end of this game. I mean, look, he's got plenty of last hits. Plenty of last hits. But if you go for his GPM, still a 200-point advantage for the Lifestealer. And that's definitely... Oh, Shackle comes out. Shackle's a couple of the Chen creeps. Going to pick him off real quick. But the tower is still going to go down. Oh, Nyx bottles up a DD. This could end poorly. They're not even using all 5 to push the towers. But I was gonna... There we go. KDA. Yeah, I mean, the difference between the Lifestealer and the Luna, 309 on the Lifestealer, 143 on the Luna. And Empire just afraid to leave their base right now. Blow Your Brain gonna get tracked. I thought maybe he was even gonna get punished for stepping outside that far, but they weren't quite in position to take him down. And Empire not ready to give up just yet. They still think they're in it. They still think Blow Your Brain can farm his way back into this game. Looks like he's going for an Aghanims. And usually I'd be really critical of that decision, but what they really need right now is the ability to win team fights, because they're getting kicked off.
Beneath a tree.
And if they could take a 5, maybe it would help, but with Funnick just dying right there, and this 5-man push just going to come in. Actually, no, you know, the more I think about it, simply by virtue of there being a Chen, I don't really like the Aghanims. But I can see why he would be going for it, because if they try to just farm this out for the late game, they're going to die before they can get there. Lots of damage coming out for the call down, but the mech just pops to reset most of it.
Bottom towers
One of the Minotaurs going down, or excuse me, the Centaur's going down, but just not quite enough to get anything done. Missile's going to go out and bonk Lifestealer right in the face.
There goes Radiant's
Voidbrain does take out bottom tower, but that's the first outer tower Empire has taken for this entire game. And, oh, there's the vacuum coming in. The quick stun catches both Scandal and 333. Doesn't manage to get the wall off, and that's huge. Scandal goes down immediately. Voidbrain trying to get something done with that Eclipse, but the Hand of God just resets that, no problem. And now the chase is coming on to Luna. They're going to switch over to Windrunner, just bring her down, because she's easy. Gets power-shotted. Her own stolen skill. Rubik just arcing his staff into a bow and firing, and Scandal calls the GG as the arrow sails through her heart. That was probably a lot more poetic than any of you ever wanted out of your Dota casts, but I'm not sorry for it. Alright, well, Game 1, dominating showing by Pain Gaming. We'll have to see if Empire can kind of come back, not really lose morale, not get frustrated, take the next game. I mean, they're an experienced team. I have faith that they can pull it off, but even experienced teams can sometimes get out of it just a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to kill the stream very quickly to help separate the videos, and I will be right back.